Let's talk about triggers. The reality of life is that you are going to get triggered by something, someone, at some time. And getting triggered is not a great feeling, and it can actually feel like something is going wrong. But today I'm going to tell you the truth about triggers and explain why your triggers are actually your best medicine. So let's get into it. Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome back. My name is Jen. I'm a holistic manifestation coach and creator of Recode Manifestation Academy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know already, this is where I create a free training for you every single week, all designed to help you step into your full power as a conscious creator and to manifest the life of your dreams. So if you need a little bit of extra inspiration as you grow into your best self ever, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So today we are talking about triggers, and a trigger, if you don't know, is basically anything that happens in your reality that triggers a feeling inside of you. So maybe your friend forgets to return your phone call and that triggers you into feeling abandoned, unloved, lonely, etc., etc. So a trigger definitely doesn't feel good, and when it happens in your life, it is very tempting to be like, oh, this is wrong, and this person should not have forgot to text me back. This person should have done this person should have done that so that I can feel better. The unfortunate reality of being a human here on this planet is that not everything is up to us, and other people's behaviors and actions and words are always on them. Most of the time when something happens in your life, even if that thing really hurts you, it is not really about you. It is about that other person. That other person forgot, that other person, was going to reply and then something came up, something else happened in their world, and it had nothing to do with your abandonment issues, with whether or not you are lovable, etc., etc., etc. Basically, anytime that you are having an overreaction in the moment to something, you are probably experiencing a prior trauma. This is something that has happened to you before in life, and your brain is reacting as though it were the first time. So for most of us, again, this always goes back to childhood. We tend to have a lot of wounds around being rejected, being abandoned, being not good enough, not lovable enough, things like that. Anything like that at one point would have made you feel vulnerable, because when you're a child, you need your parents. You need your parents to love you and protect you and take care of you. If they don't do that, then it's like literally a hazard to your health. If you don't have a parent around as a child, you are literally in danger of dying. So your brain is interpreting these things as a threat to your survival. Of course, a friend not returning your call right now or your text right now.
Did I just age myself with that?
That does not mean what your brain wants it to mean. That does not mean the thing that is actually happening inside of your mind. So I just want you to all understand that the process of being triggered has more to do with our inner child issues, with our former past issues, with stuff that came from a long time ago. It has way more to do with that stuff than it does have to do with the current moment. That's not to say that you can't, react in the moment from a rational place and say to your friend, hey, next time if you get really busy at work, I would really appreciate if you would just let me know so I'm not waiting for your text. You can do things like that. But I'm just saying that taking somebody else's behavior and letting that create more of an abandonment wound for you, more of a loneliness issue for you, more of a feeling of being unloved. This stuff is not helping you. This stuff is going to weigh you down. It is going to probably stick with you for a bit of time, because most of us, if we are being triggered by something, it takes us a while to get beyond it. Like, we carry that bad mood and that low vibe energy with us for quite a while. I know that feeling triggered doesn't feel good, and yes, I still get triggered sometimes. Even with an awareness of what the situation really is, you can still get triggered. But what I want you to start to realize is what I just explained to you, is that the trigger in the moment is just showing you something in your past that you need to deal with. So I teach on inner child healing all inside of my Recode Manifestation program, and this is the reason why. We all have so much stuff from our childhood that actually impacts our relationships and our life now. You might think that you are an autonomous adult living an autonomous life and you are well beyond anything that happened in your past, but I guarantee there is probably something, whether it's in your romantic relationships, your career, somewhere along the way, somebody is triggering something in you that makes you feel incredibly vulnerable. It'll make you probably feel abandoned, rejected, unlovable. Those are the sort of real basic core wounds that basically every single human has. So again, remember, in the moment, you are not actually reacting to the friend forgetting your text or, someone forgetting to do something for you. You are reacting to that core wound. You are actually, part of your brain is going back to that very first time that happened, or to one of the bigger times that happened when you were a child, when you felt like your parent was ignoring you or your parent wasn't giving you the needs that you desired. And so you're having this big overblown reaction based on that, because your brain is interpreting this moment as a threat. Once you can understand this pattern, once you can see that your emotions in the moment aren't completely related to what you are now. Yeah, of course, again, people can do things that, we prefer them not to do, and you can discuss that with them, of course. But your big emotional reaction is actually caused by you. It is caused by this wound that keeps getting triggered over and over again in your life. And that wound, I can guarantee you, is probably coming up over and over again. Like I just said, it is coming up time and time again. When we tend to feel the worst about ourselves, I know this happens to me when I get in that really negative headspace about something in life. Your negative soundtrack in your mind goes to the worst possible place, and it's always the same place. It is always taking you to that most painful memory, that most painful words in your mind. But you can do healing on this. In fact, I suggest that you do healing on this. So in my work, in my trauma-informed manifestation method, I really believe it's this subconscious stuff, this childhood stuff that creates our biggest limiting beliefs. So if you are letting your friend not texting you back mean that you are unlovable, you are carrying this story of low self-worth and unlovableness with you as you go through life. You might not be consciously aware of it. You might not be consciously waking up every morning and thinking,
I'm unlovable.
But that wound is getting triggered and triggered and triggered all over again. And some part of you is buying into that story. We manifest from our subconscious mind. And if your subconscious mind thinks, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I'm going to be rejected in this next relationship, then that is what is going to play out in your life, because you are going to create those expectations, you are going to create those assumptions, and you are going to eventually live those results. This is how our subconscious mind can keep us trapped in old, unwanted patterns for a very long time. But this isn't about blaming your parents for whatever happened to you back in the day. This is a process of empowering yourself. And so I really dare you to get excited when you notice a trigger, when you notice yourself feeling this way, when you notice an overblown reaction to something in the moment. Start to ask yourself, what is this reminding me of? When was the first time I experienced this? You can start to develop an awareness of where something came from, and that is going to help you to get so much more control over the situation right now. And if you want to do more healing on that, I've got some hypnosis inside my Recode Manifestation School that is going to help you go in and reprogram and heal that wound. And once you start to heal that wound, my friend, that is when you open the door to actual worthiness. You're no longer carrying that backpack, that heavy weight of feeling unlovable, of feeling unworthy. Everything that you start to heal, you get a little lighter. You get a little brighter, you change your magnetism, and you are able to attract in more of what you actually consciously want instead of manifesting from that subconscious old patterning level. So your triggers are your cure. Your triggers are your path forward. Your triggers are not here to make your life more miserable. They are actually illuminating the exact path that you need to take to your specific healing. Everybody is on a different healing journey. Everybody needs slightly different medicine, but your triggers are going to point you there. So I dare you to get excited about what you are getting triggered by this week and start to develop that awareness and bring it into a healing modality, whether it's inside Recode or whether it's with something else, and you will start to change that pattern forever And that is true liberation, my friends. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video today. I really hope that you take this to heart. As I always say, before that William Knight guy started saying it, I was saying this first. There are no coincidences. You are meant to see this video today. So I really dare you to take that little nugget of information with you and apply it to your life. Do not just keep watching video after video without applying it. I dare you to go and apply this to your life, and it'll make such a huge difference. So if you enjoyed this today, please do me a favor and give me a like. If you want to learn more, I invite you to come join me inside Recode, and I'll give you the tools to do this reprogramming and healing inside there. Other than that, happy manifesting, my friends, and I will see you in the next one.